Man, I had to use the hyperspeed and everything to get out here. You better be taking me to the right place.
Hey, Spaceman, don't worry. These two dudes, these Thuggalos, complete the show, man. They're necessary to the process.
How come we haven't found them yet?
Hey, if we're gonna have a lit-ass Thuggalo show at the 2023 Gathering of the Juggalos, we need these homies.
Now this better be good. You got me all the way down here.
Been to the podcast event this year?
Yeah, bro, and I heard it's during the flea market where you can, like, buy and trade and sell your shit.
Yeah, man, I also heard the street team's gonna be handing out fucking tacos for like 3 hours or some shit.
It's gonna be fucking lit this year. Wait, the fuck is that?
The fuck?
Hey, Onstand Elixir, get up on the spaceship, homie, let's dip.
Well, let's go. Let's find ourselves the way there, then.
Thuggalo. Thuggalo. Show. Thuggalo. Neck cutter. Elixir. Neck cutter. Thuggalo. Show. Thuggalo. Show. Neck cutter. Elixir. Thuggalo. Show.
Whoop whoop, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching the Thuggalo Show. I'm Elixir and the motherfucking Mixer, and as always, I am joined by the homies Onstead and Trailer Park. What up, y'all?
This week is a special week because we have Onstead. Who's right below me right here? Who is this legend?
Throw your fucking L's up in the chat for the one and only GOREFATHER himself. Fucking SCUM, dog.
What up, y'all?
Woo, woo.
Woo woo.
We have SCUM, the GOREFATHER. SCUM Thoughts Unite. Because SCUM is here on the Thuggalo Show. I couldn't be more excited as a huge fan of the culture that we live in as Thuggalos, bro. People use the word horrorcore all the time in this community. But I gotta ask SCUM tonight, how does he feel about the term horrorcore? Because I know it's negative connotation sometimes. So, as a legend in this scene, how do you feel about that term?
You know, I fought that term for a long time in the early phases of my career and shit because anytime motherfucker would say horrorcore, and so it was almost the same when you tell a motherfucker you're a musician and shit, and they're like, what do you play? And you're like, I rap, and they look at you a certain way. Well, it's the same way, you know what I'm saying, like within the rap, they're like, I'm a rapper, and they're like, oh yeah, what kind of rap? And you'd say horrorcore, and you just see their face drop. You're like, oh, it's that bullshit. You know, because basically if you Google horrorcore, chances are your first 10 fucking finds are not going to be the greatest. So we fought.
Hey, speaking of Googling horrorcore, bro, Darby O'Trill always Googles like the worst of the worst horrorcore videos, and he'll play them on Team MJ, this other show, these other homies we fuck with. Some of the corniest videos you have ever seen, bro.
And so, you know, I fought it, but at the same time, you got to give fucking credit to the fact that the word stuck around for over 20 years and shit. So lately, you know what I'm saying, like, I'll tell the motherfucker I make horrorcore music and shit, and like, whether, you know what I'm saying, they decide to give it a fucking listen and decide that, you know, the shit is not all that fucking horrible, or, you know, whether they're like, well, fuck it, it's horrorcore, well, then fuck it, you know what I'm saying, you're a closed-minded fuck, and I don't even care. So I'm not really against the word anymore and shit. Plus, you know, I got a lot of respect for the Flatliners who fucking came up with the word and shit, so, you know, you gotta give a shout out to the OGs.
Hell yeah, shout out. Flatliners are a Thuggalo. I think that goes without question. The term gore hop, though, seems to be the thing that you've coined. Was that your way at the time to combat the term horrorcore?
You know, in a way, I think it was the era of horrorcore and the sound of horrorcore of that era and shit that I was trying to combat. Horrorcore was slow and dark and creepy and boring as shit. And fucking, you know what I'm saying, like, it sounded like fucking, you know what I'm saying, some fucking angry 14-year-old kid and shit cutting up your stepmom in the bathtub and shit while fucking, you know what I'm saying, periodically cutting himself and shit, you know what I'm saying, to feel her pain. And it just really wasn't something I was with and shit. Like, we started doing shows at fucking gangster clubs and fucking, you know, like, I like, you know, old school fucking hip hop and fucking so much different shit that basically to me, gore hop was even a smaller subgenre of a small subgenre being horrorcore, of us taking fucking everything from West Coast bangers to fucking trap beats to fucking club beats. At that time, it wasn't even trap and shit, but, you know, whatever the fuck we thought was sounding cool and putting some really fucked up lyrics to it and shit without trying to make it sound overboard scary, trying to, you know what I'm saying, convince everybody that I really do eat babies and shit, which I don't, you know, shit like that. Fucking, you know what I'm saying, just having fun with it. So that was, I guess, the difference and shit is like, you know, it wasn't about being scary. I like defending people and shit. I like fucking saying outlandish shit, but at the same time, like, you know what I'm saying, we're humans and shit. We're part of the same fucking culture, same scene. You know, fucking, I'm not no scarier than any one of you guys.
Hey, I think the music you make is scary as fuck, though. I'll be honest with you, bro.
Right?
Of nightmares.
It's mood music and shit. Like, I feel that fucking, you know what I'm saying, sometimes everybody fucking has that angry day and shit, you know, found out your girl is cheating on you with the whole fucking second and third stories of your apartment building, you know what I'm saying, fucking, you got 3 eviction notices on your door, motherfuckers broke into your car, stole your stereo, forgot their fucking tools and shit, so they broke your other window and shit to get those, you know what I'm saying, you got 3 flats and shit, no gas money, and those days, you know what I'm saying, you want to turn on some fucking violent, some angry and shit to where maybe you feel that, you know what I'm saying, your life could get a little worse and it's not as bad as it could get. And fucking that's where our shit comes in. If you're having a fucking great day, like I've always said, horrorcore, Juggalo scene, all of us and shit, like it's not, people don't come to this culture because they're fucking happy, wealthy, fucking, you know what I'm saying, fucking super in shape and shit, fucking, you know what I'm saying, like there's a reason why we fucking feel comfortable around like-minded people and shit. And you know, if you got a fucking perfect life, you probably are not going to listen to this bullshit.
Right. I'll tell you.
And if you do, yeah, I'm worried. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you?
For real though.
I know this morning I pulled into work and I was bumping you. And like I had to kind of, mind you, it's 5 o'clock in the morning too, so I had to kind of turn it down a little bit though, because I didn't want like the dude next to me going into security and reporting me like, man, this motherfucker might come in here and do some shit. Like he was listening to some violent ass shit out there.
You know what? Surprisingly and shit, like fucking, I've been a concert promoter for many fucking years, and the nicest, fucking, most respectful, fucking, you know what I'm saying, like crowds overall and shit. There's always a bad apple in every scene, but fucking Juggalo shows, horrorcore shows, death metal shows, shit that has the most horrible imagery is usually the fucking smoothest shit because motherfuckers are happy to fucking be around, you know what I'm saying, the homies, motherfuckers are happy that there's a concert, you know. It's the normal shit that you got to worry about. You're like, oh shit, it's ladies' night. Somebody's going to get shot. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit. Real shit. Now, Scum, I have to say, bro, before we started the show, I could see backstage as well as in front of Onstead the Jagermeister. Now, we have to talk about the Jagermeister. It's synonymous. It's synonymous with Scum, bro. It's absolutely synonymous. So, this week's Trash or Fire, let's get into it. I think.
All right. Okay.
So I gotta ask you, in Jagermeister, I'm really asking this question to Scum with a straight face. Is Jagermeister trash or fire?
Oh, it's fire as a motherfucker and shit. Trash for your health.
Oh shit! Valid point. Valid point. Now, bro, you're like, why isn't Jagermeister sponsoring LSP or Scum? Like, why isn't that?
You know, I never understood that shit because they'll sponsor death metal bands that talk just as fucked up shit as we do. I think it's just, you know, I guess, can I answer a question with a question?
Sure.
Why won't Fago sponsor ICP?
Boom. Good. Boom. I think that pretty much sums it up. Every Juggalo in the chat right now can relate to that. Elixir, trash or fire for Jagermeister?
Okay, so every time your name comes up, Jaeger comes up, and I always have to say, like, I have a special place in my heart for Jaeger too. As you said, like, every time in like the early 2000s, every fucking major metal band that came through was on a Jaeger music, it was Jaeger music tour. Mm-hmm. And so I you know, I mean, that taste takes me back to special times in my life. So I'd be drinking it a lot. And so like even Onstead, every time we go to a concert, I make this motherfucker take a shot with me, even though he don't like it. But yeah, man, that's my shit.
I don't like drinking this shit either. I do it, you know what I'm saying, because I'm an alcoholic, and I do it because after trying many, many, many different hard liquors and shit fucking over the years, I've determined that there's other shit that I like to drink, but I can't drink it consistently. When we're on a fucking tour and we're drinking bottles of this shit daily, I got to function the next day. I got to entertain the next set of motherfuckers the next day. So this Jaeger is one of those things where you can start drinking it fucking, you know what I'm saying, on August 1st and August 28th, put it down and be like, that was a nice couple of days and shit. And the homies are like, it's actually been a month, bud. And, like,
Real shit from Scum LSP, bro.
I'll
Onstead,
say
trash or
fire though. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Onstead?
Well, I'm saying fucking trash because I don't like it, but in honor of our guest tonight, you went out and copped it again, so.
Hey, that means a lot because, you know, one thing is actually drinking something you enjoy.
Oh, man. I did not.
Another thing is suffering for the love and shit, and I respect that.
That's my cool half of that motherfucking bottle. Woo!
So, Onstead, it's trash, but for the legend, it's fire.
It's fire, yep.
I will say it's trash just because I'm not. Bro, I just don't like it, bro. But, like, bro, I can't not, bro. I'm not going to knock Jaeger in front of the Gorefather, dog.
No, to each their own, man. Everybody has their own poisons and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got homies that don't fucking drink at all and shit. Like, I don't really trust straight edge people and shit because there's something fucking wrong with you to be able to function without fucking something to numb the pain. But at the same time, like,
we're straight edge people, so I mean, I play that.
Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't drinking Jaeger, bumping Scum. I don't.
That's right.
No, you know, there's a lot of fucked up people that listen to normal music and shit, and they don't fucking drink like that and shit, and you know, but then they fuck dead hookers and shit. At least, you know what I'm saying? My vices are fucking sold at most liquor stores.
Nah, real shit. I mean, it is what it is. I think that was well said, Scum. And one thing I do like about you, bro, as an artist, you're very well spoken. I think a lot of people outside of this community would assume, like, well, horrorcore artists or wicked shit artists, they wouldn't be well spoken. I just think you know, bro, I like your vibe, man. I think you're dope as fuck. And I've always been inspired by you because your work ethic is insane. You're probably recording as soon as this interview's over, I bet.
He said I'm in the studio now.
He's in the stew, bro. He's cooking, bro.
Yes, actually, I was working on a fucking chorus, and I was like, oh, shit. It's fucking 7:55. I got to tune in.
Hell yeah.
You
now
just got off a tour, right? You and Small just fucking wrapped up a tour.
We just finished that one. We just announced the next one that we started booking. That's coming up and shit. So no breaks.
Now, the one you had with Smalls 1 was the Blame Us tour. Is there anything that stands out in your mind as something you enjoyed about that tour?
Bro, it's one of those tours where actually, I mean, I guess we'll call it a tour because we hit 12 states and shit. It was weekenders because of our scheduling and obligations and other shit that was going on. But ultimately, it stands out because there was nothing negative to stand out. Like, it was fucking awesome in every way and shit. Like, we had a great time. We partied with a lot of fucking homies and shit. We fucking, you know, the sets were fun as fuck and shit. Smalls is one of my favorite people to tour with and shit. Like, her energy is so fucking positive and shit that, like, most of the time, by the time you're done with the run, you're like, man, I'm gonna miss all the homies except for that one piece of shit. We didn't have that one piece of shit. It was really fucking weird and dope.
Wow. Hell yeah, that's good to hear, man. It's so dope seeing you and Smalls on the road. I think me and Elitzer were going back and forth in the comments of one of those videos where you guys were wearing the same drip.
Oh,
it was like
yeah.
an LSP tracksuit. Bro, the
That was
merch
like
you
some
guys
purple,
had.
some purple
bro.
drip that was just fucking sick.
I appreciate that. We try, you know, we try to have fun with it and shit. Like, you know, Smalls and I have been working together for 15 fucking years and shit. So, you know, when we finally said, hey, let's do some of these fucking Blame Us shows and shit, and then, you know, now we're working on some new shit with her. And we just, you know, every show we're like, hey, what are we gonna wear? What are we gonna do different and shit? Fucking, you know, it was good pulling up. Like, we'd get off the fucking plane and shit, and, you know, she'd be like, where the Jaeger at? And I'd be like, it's already here. It's ice cold, fucking sweating and shit. Like, it was just, the energy was so good. Like, I've done that was my 26th tour, I think, and fucking that was maybe like 3 that were, you know, I'm just like, yo, like, those were fucking awesome. Like, when you come home from the last show and you're sad as fuck because you realize that it's fucking, you know, over for now and shit. Like, I was sad. I was depressed for like 3 days and shit. I was like, man, that must have been a really good run.
And then you started booking the next leg of that tour already.
Yeah,
I want to and shit. Fucking, I probably, I don't know if her schedule will allow. I think fucking like the remaining shows that she's going to be able to do this year is Gorefest and the Float. So we're going to do that together, and then hopefully we'll knock out another record by the time fucking, her schedule allows another run, and then we'll go do it again.
Hey, I'm gonna put this into the universe. Smalls 1, you are invited cordially to the Thuggalo show. I don't really see her out here doing much interviews, but the invite's open. Cause Smalls is dope as fuck.
I advocate for it and shit 100%. You know what I'm saying? I love, if you guys want to ever like take a peek into a fucking weird world of Smalls 1 and shit, don't check out her shit on like Facebook or fucking Instagram. Fuck with her on Twitter. She got some demented ass shit to say.
We do. I think she follows us back and shit, bro. Smalls she's a different breed, but I love it, man. She's just different. She's built different.
Just savage. Fucking savage, and I love it.
When you collab with Smalls or Insane Poetry, who do you think you have more chemistry with in the lab, like when you're working on songs?
Honestly, both and shit. Like, I love both those projects. I actually enjoy doing Triple MFD and SOS more than I do my solo shit. Because I respect them both as artists and shit. They're both talented and different in their own ways. And I think when you work as a group, you're bouncing ideas back and forth. You end up fucking rapping over beats that you might have not picked. You end up touching subjects and shit that you might have not thought about. Like, it's actually really nice creatively and shit. I love working with both of them. I mean, if one day I do a fucking album with both of them at the same time, so it'd be like a Triple MFD SOS split or something and shit, that'd be fucking amazing.
To speak about Triple MFD, this year is the 10-year anniversary of that group, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When we had Insane Poetry on the Thuggalo show, I believe back in February, he mentioned that you guys were working on some sort of 10-year anniversary project. Is that true?
We technically have completed, it's the Deadly Drug Volume 2, the Overdose Volume and shit. Fucking, that album is done. It just needs to, I mean, the album is done, the video is done, the cover is done. We literally need to, like, touch up some of the fucking mixes of hair and shit, and fucking, the only reason it's not out is we've toured every Triple MFD album. And then when Deadly Drug dropped, COVID hit, so the Revolving Nightmare tour that was booked and announced and shit got canceled in its entirety. And then, COVID happened and life happened and shit, other tours happened, so we finally got to do that Accessory to Murder tour, which we technically were like, all right, we're going to fucking do the Deadly Drug shit, and that's going to be the run for that album. Now that was completed, the album is ready, but it has to go with the tour, so whenever both of our schedules allow us to do a run, that's when the album will drop. But definitely this year, definitely good ass fucking album and shit. I'm excited to play some of that new shit, because I think we leaked like 1 or 2 songs and we've been really sitting on them and shit just to do something new when we do hit the road.
To stay on the subject though of Triple MFD and Insane Poetry, when we had him on the show, bro, it was one of my favorite interviews of all time. No joke.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I enjoyed having him on, man. I would love to have him on again, bro. He was just a real dude. You can tell when someone's genuine and absolutely a class
Real
act.
easy to have a conversation with. It was really awesome.
No, it's the same part. I mean, that's somebody that's given, 2/3 of their life to fucking music and shit. That's, what I'm saying? He was putting out records when I was a fucking little kid, and working with him has always been very inspirational and shit. Like, fucking, he taught me a lot about more lyrical approach, like, having more fun with writing and shit, not just trying to fucking do shock rap all the time and shit. But, there's a lot of shit that I, from listening to him, from fucking working with him, that I absorbed, and I appreciate fucking, those lessons and shit, because, like I said, I was just starting out fucking trying to get motherfuckers to listen to my demo and shit, and he already had albums out.
Hell yeah. Much respect to IP and SCUM. Triple MFD forever, man. I fuck with y'all heavy. I want to take a moment to shout out everyone in the chat tuning in. We got about 60 people watching live, bro. We got Stoner the Clown, IR8, Chuckles, the fucking another horrorcore icon, bro. Acetone, Boogie is up in here. I think I saw Frankie Goldie. There's a lot of big names in the chat, so shout out to everyone in the chat. Love all of you. If you guys have questions for SCUM, put them in the chat, and we'll try to get some of them answered.
Please, because I just tried to fucking get in there to even, say what's up and shit, and the aid won't let me in. That motherfucker I horribly suck at multitasking, especially when I'm drinking. So trying to read, every time motherfuckers are like, man, you do a live and shit, and you fucking ignore everybody's comments. I'm like, I always go back and I actually answer everybody's shit after I'm done. But, like, trying to read and fucking talk, like, I don't know. Just not me and shit. I'm not a very coordinated motherfucker, and I'm not a very good multitasker unless, it's global scale.
Scum, we have a lot of young Thuggalo rappers out here. A lot of young rappers in this scene that watch this show, and I think they watch it for guys like yourself because it's like almost like a teaching assessment. They can learn from you, and I think you're one of the greatest independent artists ever because you've done everything on your own, completely DIY. So I gotta say to you, brother, as an artist, what's the biggest advice you could give to a young rapper starting out right now?
If we already got past the phase where I can say don't, you made up your mind.
Hey, you gotta tell them if they're trash,
like
bro. You
getting
gotta
that-
tell them.
No, it's not even that. It's just, it's a tough life and shit, man. Like, I've missed so many fucking, I've missed fucking first words, first steps and shit.
Wow.
Holidays, fucking, like, I love my life. I don't fucking, I get to live something that I fucking truly love and fucking, it's been my dream and I'm happy. But at the same time, it comes with a fucking cost. So, please consider the cost, because once you're in it, it's like drugs and shit. You can't get off. Like, you will do this. I've seen motherfuckers, like, try to walk away fucking 14 times and shit. They're like, yo, I got a family to raise. Next thing you know, you're like, oh, you sold your car so you could do this tour. Okay. All right. I see. I respect. But, but if you decided you're going to do this shit, just do everything like that. There's no right and wrong way and shit. Like, don't fucking listen to, if somebody is trying to tell you you're doing something wrong, but you believe in fucking, like, it's like college and shit. You're paying for knowledge. So you're paying for trial and error. I've probably fucked off $100,000 before I made a fucking first dollar fucking doing this independent music and shit, just trying shit. Try everything and shit. Don't let somebody tell you something doesn't work. Don't let somebody tell you that this is the way because it's their way and shit. That way might not work for you. What worked for fucking, like, I could read fucking how all these fucking platinum artists and shit got to be where they are, and I'm going to try to follow their path, and it will not work for me and shit. Everybody has their own path to just make music you enjoy and shit. Fucking do this shit, not for the money, but because you actually love it, because the money sucks. There's better jobs out there and shit. I mean, fuck, you can go sell some drugs. It's easier.
Real shit, though. I mean, that's good advice. You're giving good advice.
But otherwise and shit, just, make sure every song you do is the best one you can do at the moment. It might not be great and shit, but I still, like, I don't like saying something that's trash unless you're consistently fucking putting out trash album after album and shit. Right. But, like, I feel that if a motherfucker is passionate about it, it has potential and shit. Like, I've seen fucking horrible artists become very good artists. Our label, Lyrical Snuff Productions and shit, is, 125, 130 albums out. We're here 23 years. We started because we fucking sucked and nobody would sign us. You know what I'm saying? We're determined not to quit. So we're like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. We'll sign us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now I'm happy that nobody signed us because, we built our own fucking lane and I'm completely fucking, happy with it. But if we fucking, if I could time mail myself my fucking demo from 23 years ago and shit, now listen to that shit, that motherfucker would probably be used as a frisbee.
But the Clowns started Psychopathic on their own. They wanted to do their own type shit too. So at the end of the day, you know what? That might be the best move for a lot of these people is go with your own fucking flow. And if a lot of people hate it, you're probably doing something right then. You know what I mean?
Well, nobody knows how to market yourself like yourself.
True.
Don't make getting signed to somebody your top agenda. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool if it happens and fucking, stars lined up and shit and fucking somebody that's fucking with what you're doing and shit offers you some help to get, to the next step, then of course do it. But at the same time, don't make that your top focus and shit. Don't, I've seen so many motherfuckers are like, yo, I gave this 2 years of my life and it's still not paying off and shit. Fuck this music shit. I'm like, well, then it really wasn't for you. You just clogged up the fucking, like, you clogged up the scene for a couple of years with bullshit.
That's real shit. I mean, I think the best advice for a content creator is just be at it every day. Like, be in Scum's comments saying, Scum is a Thuggalo, Scum is a Thuggalo, Scum is a Thuggalo. And maybe he'll come on your podcast. Like, you feel me?
honestly, now that it's the social media era versus like, when we started, which was the forum era, you're absolutely right and shit. Like, be on their fucking timeline. Whether, what I'm saying, like, it's proven that a motherfucker is not going to see your first fucking flyer and be like, ooh, the insane Mad Butcher? I should check this shit out. Probably not. But if you see this motherfucker 14 times a day and shit with different shit just popping up and popping up and popping up, you're like, fine, I'll fucking give it a listen.
That's real shit. Just consistency, I think, is a key word for a lot of people, right? Like, just stay at it. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Dog, well, back in the day, you'd be walking up and down fucking, ICP fucking lines and shit, fucking before the doors, handing out fucking demos and shit, trying to get motherfuckers to listen to your fucking little cassette and shit through the fucking Walkman and give you $5 for it that you was probably going to spend on drugs in the same parking lot. Good times.
Real shit, though. I mean, that's some Thuggalo shit with Scum on the Thuggalo show, man. We're happy to have you here. I got to ask you this, bro. When you started out as a musician,
right.
Did you think you was the shit? Like, did you have the confidence, or were you like, no, I'm making art? Like, did you have? Oh no,
it was definitely not art and shit. I mean, I come from a grindcore background, which we're talking about bands like fucking Anal Cunt and Festering Puke.
Anal Cunt, bro. I love Anal Cunt. Seth Putnam's the shit, bro.
One of the first underground shows I've ever seen and shit was Anal Cunt with Dismembered Fetus and shit in Denver, fucking Walton Street Cafe or some fucking shit. But
That's hard.
So from shit like that, fucking, I didn't think I was making beautiful fucking art and shit. Fucking, I just, I enjoyed doing what I do. I like defending people. My goal was to fucking like pull up on a fucking sunny day and shit. Fucking, sitting next to a fucking family minivan with broken AC. And all of a sudden fucking watch all the windows roll up because my song comes on and shit. And they're like, this is disgusting. And I'm like, yep, I did my job.
Real shit. Scum, I want to ask you this, bro. Often on the Thuggalo show, I'm always curious about artists' background, like their upbringing, where they started, bro. Now, I know you're from Russia. Like, that's common knowledge. Everyone knows Scum is from Russia. You moved to the United States when you were 14. Is that correct?
Yep.
So what year would this have been? Like mid-90s, I assume?
94.
So what was you bumping, bro? What was the music you were listening to when you first touched down in the U.S.?
I would say like, like Slayer and fucking, Anthrax and shit like that. Fucking Biohazard, which is like still up to this day one of my favorite groups. I'm actually sad because, not sad because I'm doing the shows because Kung Fu Vampire is my homie and shit. So I'm doing some shows with him fucking, but those shows are overlapping with the Biohazard reunion and shit back in Wisconsin. And I'm sad as fuck because I want to be there. But a lot of thrash metal, a lot of hardcore and shit, and then from there it progressed into like more the death metal side. I found Death and Deicide and Cannibal Corpse and fucking Cancer and fucking Carcass, all that shit. Fucking so that was my shit, and then from there it progressed into even the more underground shit like Anal Cunt, Anal Blast, fucking like Phobia, fucking shit like that. Where you're like, oh shit, there's it's like peeling fucking layers off an onion. You find the underground and then you find that there's even more deeper underground and more deeper underground and you're like, oh, and then you're like, what's a snuff film?
Right. Hey, bro, in the scene that we're in, bro, like Scum, I know you're aware of it, but like if there's an iceberg, Insane Clown Posse is the tip. Bro, you're the bottom of this iceberg, but it's dope, bro. You're the shit.
No, and I love it, and I'm sure, you know what, and I feel there's still another fucking layer, like there's shit like Butcher's Harem or something and shit where it's like splatter gore, where really bars don't really matter and the flow don't really matter. It's just all about fucking like gore and blood and guts and vomit and shit, and you're just like, wow, this is a little fucking extreme even for me.
That's when people are like, I miss family music like Scum and Insane Poetry used to make.
Right. No, but you're totally right. I mean, you take ICP, which has platinum albums, and it's a household name. I mean, motherfuckers was on TV when I was in high school and wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's underground to somebody that's fucking bumping top 40 hip hop. But to us, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, cool, that's the big dogs. That's, what we grew up on and shit. And then you start getting deeper and deeper and deeper into this fucking realm of underground music and shit. And, some people find that comfort level and they're like, cool, this is good. You know what I'm saying? That other shit is a little too much and shit. And there's even artists that, like I said, it's not. There's not a lot of lines I won't cross, but there's lines I won't cross. But then there's artists that don't have those boundaries, and you know, they're, I guess, even more extreme than I am and shit. And for each person, there's that level of extremity that they want. You can listen to Static X and shit, but you might not like Dying Fetus. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're
Well,
both metal.
when I hear like Bedlam, like a horrorcore artist like Bedlam rapping like Chet the Children, I'm like, okay, that's like a line that they're willing to cross. So like at least there are lines that like in horrorcore it's like I will rap about rape, I will rap about murder, I will rap about whatever. Like what are the lines you draw yourself at artistically?
I mean, okay, like, I used to fucking barely have any and shit because it was like shock shit. It was like grindcore. Now, you know what I'm saying? As I fucking grew and matured, there's just certain shit that I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, religions get it because, it is what it is. But, like, I try to leave people's kids alone. I try to leave people's grandparents alone and shit because, you know what I'm saying? I'm raised by my grandmother and shit. And I'm like, yo, like, if an old person has to die in one of my songs, they just die. Like, I'm probably not gonna do nothing extra foul to them and shit. I try to fucking skip the animal cruelty and shit just because, you know what I'm saying, I like animals a lot more than I like people.
Didn't you have an album where you donated proceeds to some sort of...
It was a single and a merch and a fundraiser campaign. It was like a whole bunch of... It was Kill a Human, Save a Dog and fucking...
I bought a shirt of that back then.
That was dope and shit. We raised like... It was actually really nice. We raised like, I think, $5 or $6 grand and shit for these various shelters, and I still work with some of these shelters. Like, the campaign ran its course, and I want to do something new. But I mean, like, every time I get like a nice bag from a tour or something and shit, I try to kick them down some money, just because I fucks with it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell the motherfucker, hey, you should just get a job or go sell some drugs. Well, you know what I'm saying? That homeless fucking dog or cat can't fucking go sell some drugs or get a job. Needs a motherfucker to take care of it. So, I still try to do shit like that. I really backed up, and that's what. Kind of something that people are always like, aren't you worried that you'll get canceled for some of the shit you used to say on your records? And I'm like, no, because I don't fucking hide them and shit. Like, our early music was very brutally homophobic, and I don't deny it. I'm not like that anymore, and none of my music is like that. But let's be real and shit. A lot of ICP's shit, Twisted shit, like, it was, you know what I'm saying? That was the era. And it wasn't that it was anything against the homies in that circle. It's because horrorcore was always like, yo, we loved everybody inside of our bubble, and we're like, fuck you to everybody on the outside. I think the time when we first started realizing that there's fucking, you know what I'm saying, gay and lesbian kids fucking with us and shit and coming to our shows and using our music as a fucking release for, you know what I'm saying, they're fucking, you know what I'm saying, getting bullied and fucking getting fucked with and shit. And we realized that our fans is fucking part of that bubble. That's when we fucking, I was like, cool, it's not cool to say that shit no more. We got to stop. And I stopped, but at the same time, am I going to fucking like hide that, you know what I'm saying, I said something on my fucking album back in 2004? Fuck no, I'm not, because you're gonna find it if you really look for it. I'll look like a bitch for fucking trying to hide it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
there's no point in hiding it, bro. It is what it is, and like
and ultimately it's what it always was, man. Like, I really don't hate anybody and shit other than fucking like hate groups. It's more just like, yo, like if somebody was like, we don't fuck with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I found out that I have a huge fucking fan base amongst fucking, you know what I'm saying, like Muslim kids and fucking, in Africa or something, I'd be like, yep, when we're burning churches in my song and shit, we're going to leave them fucking, you know what I'm saying, the Muslim ones alone because they fuck with us. You know what I'm saying?
That's real shit, man. That's real shit.
While we're on some talk about shock value shit, back in the day, obviously starting a band and all that shit, we had, obviously wanted to come up with a name that we found like really shocking or offensive or whatever. And I would be honored if you would rate that name that we had came up with back in that day. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Curdled cum.
Curdled cum.
Ugh.
Okay, that's pretty fucking grindcore and shit. You know what I'm
Right?
saying? Like,
Grindcore as fuck, yeah.
That was what we came up with, man. And I mean, unfortunately, we didn't put that much work into it,
but that's solid. That, like, you know what I'm saying, and the lines of fucking, you know what I'm saying, like bands like Yeast Infection and fucking Festering Puke and fucking, you know what I'm saying, like all those
Hell
great
yeah.
grindcore fucking legends and shit. Like fucking Curdled Cum sounds pretty fucking nasty. I fucks with it.
Thank you.
Can you do gutturals on the Thuggalo show, Elixir? Can you hit some gutturals right now?
I don't know, man. I've been hitting the Jaeger. I don't think it's gonna come out right.
Real shit. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out Curdled Cum, bro. I'm with it. I think it's a dope ass name, bro.
Dog, like I've always loved and respected fucking grindcore because it was kind of the same thing. Like, I'm a big Deicide fan, and I feel that fucking, like, they try to kill Glenn Benton for the shit that I fucking been embracing as a horrorcore artist. They're like, he's a poser. He doesn't really worship Satan. So these black metal bands try to blow him up at a fucking concert in Europe and shit because they're like, yo, this dude just likes going on talk shows, talking shit to fucking different fucking preachers and shit and offending Christians. I was like, yo, what's wrong with that? Like, that sounds like what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Like it, you know. Honestly, if I met somebody and they're like, yo, I really, you know what I'm saying, I fuck with your lyrics, I really take that shit seriously and I try to live everything you say, I wouldn't want to fuck with them.
Oh, bro, yeah, because, like, your music provides an outlet for people to get those aggressions out without actually going through said aggression. I feel like that's, like, you know, what you're, maybe not what you're trying to do, but what the therapy...
No, it really is. It's a punching bag. It's really always been like, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, you can go to a fucking bar and, you know what I'm saying, punch somebody in the fucking mouth after you had fucking enough to drink and shit, fucking because they looked at you a certain way or you think they looked at you the certain way. But chances are you'll catch a case, you might get shot. Or fucking, you know what I'm saying, you can go down to the basement, beat the fuck out of that punching bag and shit, and not catch a case and fucking not catch a DUI and everything will be good. Same fucking thing with this.
Yeah.
Every time I feel like fucking something is bad and shit, you know what I'm saying, like I got all this negative shit built up, I just make a song and I feel good again.
Scum, you were talking about, like, you might have said, like, some gay bashing shit back in 04 or back in the day, and you have gay fans, trans
Absolutely.
fans.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing about that, bro, is like you said earlier about horrorcore, the type of people that flock to this culture, this music, are people that kind of had a hard life. And I feel like if you grew up gay or trans, you probably had a hard life. That's why you flock to people like SCUM, Insane Clown Posse, Ouija Mag, etc.
And the second motherfuckers let us know, that be like, hey, you know, we fuck with you and shit. Like, bro, I would never do something to offend the people that fucking support my dream and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the second you tell me fucking, you know what I'm saying, I fuck with you and shit, and like, even if it's some shit that I love bashing unorganized religion and shit, fucking get a kick out of it because you know what I'm saying, it's just my thing. But if there was enough motherfuckers and shit that would be pulling up and be like, SCUM, you know, it doesn't happen, but I'm like, just say hypothetically, you know.
I couldn't imagine a hypothetical, we're not sorry that we tricked you, SCUM, like, where you're just, like, repping Christian all the time.
Oh, no. It wouldn't be like that and shit, but I'm just saying, like...
But you would respect them as a fan. They're supporting
I would,
art.
exactly. And if I felt that was enough, like, I'm like, yo, for some reason, these fucking, you know what I'm saying, bullied fucking religious kids that actually believe in God keep fucking with me. I probably wouldn't fucking, you know what I'm saying, stop making offensive music. But maybe, you know, the next album and shit, like, there'd be a little bit less church burnings and fucking a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
respect, man. Absolutely. Like, my personal stance on religion is just like, I believe in karmic law. I treat people how I want to be treated. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
that's how I am.
Same here. There's good people, there's bad people. Color, orientation, fucking gender, none of that shit matters. Like, either you're a piece of shit or you're a decent human.
My whole thing is, if there is a heaven, bro, I hope it is, but I just don't think we're worthy of some shit.
If there is a heaven and hell and shit, like, I might as well go to hell because I got so many fucking homies that are in the ground and shit that, you know, I'd like to see again.
Real shit. That's real as fuck, man. Hell yeah. I want to bring this up, bro. I really wanted to make a point to bring this up. I watched an interview you did with Sid Jones a couple years ago, and he brought this up, and I thought it was really interesting. We, at the Thuggalo Show, bro, we have our episodes of the show called chapters. Like, for instance, you're chapter 33, I think.
Okay.
We didn't have a chapter 12. for obvious reasons, because we don't fuck with the fucking police type shit around here. We don't fuck
Oh,
with
so
the
you gave me the
ops.
Jesus chapter. Okay, I got you. You made it to 33.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Damn. Hell yeah. Scum is God? Question mark? Possibly.
Hey,
Now,
as long as they don't end up.
hell yeah. Hey, 100%, 100%. Now, you in this interview, you had a strong stance against cops. I've noticed that in a lot of your music, it's anti-cop, a lot of socio-economic messaging and such. And your music is like an all-encompassing message of fuck the cops, especially the ones not doing their job. And you made a
That's
stance
the big
with
one.
what's a cop and what's a pig. There's a difference.
That's a huge difference and shit. Motherfuckers don't understand, like, when we put that disclaimer in the video and shit, like, some people fucking took that as, like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, they're scared just to say fuck all of them. I'm like, no, the thing is, I moved here in mid-90s from a place that, I lived in real anarchy and shit. When Soviet Union fell apart, if you didn't have money, there was no law to protect you and shit. So anarchy is fucking scary, and as somebody who has kids and grandkids and all that shit, like, I don't want them to live in a society that has no protection, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, because I'm not always around and shit, like, you can have as many guns as you want and shit. That shit ain't gonna fucking protect you from fucking more guns. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel that society does need law enforcement. It just, unfortunately and shit, like, you give a motherfucker a badge and a fucking gun and fucking, like, kind of a pass to do whatever the fuck they want, and most of them are gonna fucking abuse that power. And, when they do, they become a pig, and I fucking hate them. But at the same time, like, when a cop catches a fucking, child rapist or something and shit, and fucking, like, I'm fucking over there fucking applauding there, like, give that motherfucker a raise, you know what I'm saying?
We had the homie Elitzer right here. He went to the UK. He talked to like a police officer over in the UK, and we
Bobby,
had a
I
video.
guess.
Right? Yeah, I'm not sure. Elitzer, can you explain the story?
Bobby.
Basically, you got him to say "Jugs up." Yeah.
So when we were over in England, obviously we were there at Buckingham during changing of the guard. So there was a lot of police, present, keeping people off the street during the time, whatever. And they're really friendly. They were like the most friendliest people you could imagine. And it's like I know I posted that video, and there was some people that were like, fuck the police. I'm like, how can you say that? Like, this is the nicest fucking dude ever. Like, his only job is to keep you off the street.
The
like,
situation though with us was people was like, I thought Thuggalo show was fuck the cops. I'm like, bro, I don't see a lot of British cops with their knee on someone's neck.
No,
Right.
Parliament,
You know what I'm saying?
Parliament might be a little different. You might not want to fuck with the Parliament police, but like the motherfucker out here at the crosswalk ain't gonna do shit to you.
It's the difference.
There's a huge difference and shit. Like, I guess, like, as much as I've been touring, dog, like, we've been stopped by some fucked up ass pigs and fucked with for no reason and shit. And we're like, but we had situations where a motherfucker would pull us over and the van is fucking full of felon looking like motherfuckers and shit. And fucking, there's crates and everything. Reeks of weed and shit, and you're not even in a legal state, and you're fucking speeding 20 miles an hour, and they're like, oh, you're musicians and shit, and you're like, yeah, man, and they're like, where you going to and shit. They ask you those couple of basic questions, and they're like, you know what, I'm not trying to fuck your day up and shit, just keep it moving and shit, slow the fuck down. And shit like that, you're like, word, because the motherfucker knows. As much as, you can tell the tour crew and shit fucking till you're foaming at the mouth, be like, yo, we're not traveling with nothing illegal, right? And everybody's like, that's right. Fucking.
Boy's got an eighth of weed in his back pocket.
Exactly. That's
bro, if the man decides to actually check and fucking look. I remember, I'm going to tell you guys a funny story and shit while I step out for a quick cigarette because I'm a fucking, nicotine is one of my huge vices and shit, and I need one. But.
Respect.
We're going from a gathering and shit. I think it was still in Cave and Rock and shit back then. I'm not sure. It might have been one of the first ones, fucking Legend Valley. But anyway, our driver falls asleep and shit, fucking rolls the bend, goes through fucking a bunch of signs, Smalls almost gets decapitated, fucking Liquid Assassin got broken glass in his eyes. But before we left the gathering, we're like, yo, we're all party, we'll all do what we do, right? But, it's a long drive and shit. Everybody is tired. Let's not roll with drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, And I'm like, the rental is in my name and shit. We got all this merch. We got all this merch money. So you get stopped with drugs, they're gonna take the merch money, thinking it's dope profits and shit. So why don't we just, I'm saying, like, if you got something, it's the last night, do that shit up, have fun, fucking. Oh yeah, for sure. So we're getting ready to leave. We're like, yo, we're rolling clean, right? Everybody's like, yeah, got nothing. The second the fucking thing crashes and shit, there's fucking glass and blood everywhere and shit. Fucking, we're like, all right, cops are coming, fucking. And you see fucking everybody we're in the middle of this field. And motherfuckers just start throwing shit everywhere fucking into this field. That's probably drug trees growing right now. And you're like, I thought y'all had nothing. And they're like, we have nothing now.
Hell yeah. That's dope as fuck, man. But truly, the difference between a cop and a pig is like tremendous, and bro, it just
exactly.
Is what it is.
And it sucks for them, and that's why I have a lot of respect for the ones that are not pigs, because it's hard to remain one. I mean, the temptation to abuse your power is tremendous. People treat you like shit because what I'm saying, they assume you're a pig, and to stay a decent motherfucker, knowing that most of us are going to hate you just because, what I'm saying, of your uniform and all that shit. And like the fact that you pulled up and we're like, oh, you're here to fuck my fucking good time up. For those that are able to stay decent and shit and do their job and not fucking, fuck with the people just because the way people look or, what I'm saying, like stereotypes, profiles, all that shit, props to them,
Like most of the police that are at the gathering every year, because them motherfuckers at the gathering are some real ones. They'll be out there smoking and fucking chilling. Right. Allegedly, this stuff might be on camera somewhere if you look hard enough.
No, straight up. The cops at the gatherings, the shit that they're like, hey, they're there to make sure nobody gets raped and shit, nobody overdoses. Like the shit we've gotten away in front of them with is pretty fucking ridiculous, to where you're like, yo, they're really like, and that's why when motherfuckers are like, oh man, it's not like Cave and Rock. No, nothing is like Cave and Rock and shit. Like Cave and Rock was anarchy, and it was crazy, and it's an experience that for those of us that got to experience it and shit, you'll never fucking feel that again.
Is it your favorite gathering location, Cave and Rock?
Absolutely. Sure? You know what? Early Cave and Rock, because last 2 years of Cave and Rock, fucking man, the bridge kind of killed it. I'm not against drugs, but like it got to the point when nobody even gave a fuck about the performances. The demos were not being handed out. People weren't flyering and shit. Like, what I'm saying? People weren't networking. Everybody was too concerned and shit with fucking, trying every fucking drug in the book, or fucking, be like, oh shit, man, so-and-so is going on. Fucking let's mob to the main stage and shit. And they're like, man, the homies got 2-for-1 rolls on the bridge and shit. I'm just going to kick it. You're like, that's not what I went to the gatherings for. If I wanted to do that and shit, like, I'd go fuck with Fish or something. You know what I'm saying? They've been fucking doing drugs longer than us.
Right, yeah. Fish is really just like, the other Juggalo universe in a way.
Oh, man.
No, and so I'm all for partying, but I feel that like when the focus, what I'm saying, like became strictly on the drugs and shit, that's kind of what killed Cave and Rock.
Scum, you're obviously bilingual. Can you rap in both languages?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a whole fucking playlist on my Spotify, like 40-something songs and shit that are in Russian.
Do you prefer rapping in Russian or English?
It's actually easier for me to rap in English.
Easier? Wow, interesting. Why is that?
I have a bigger vocabulary in Russian, but because I rap for a living, I mean, what I'm saying, like fucking, be it if I'm not touring, I'm doing albums and features and all of that, like you have that mental, like, I think of a word and, the rhymes start popping up and fucking word structures start popping up in English because that's what I normally write in. So in Russian, it takes me longer to write.
Do you still listen to some Russian, like, music?
Absolutely.
So one of my favorite bands is Slaughter to Prevail. Do you listen to the Alex Terrible at all?
Absolutely. And it's just Slaughter to Prevail is fucking dope as fucking shit. There was a band, We're Obscurity and shit. Actually, I think their guitarist ended up in Slaughter to Prevail, and their vocalist is a close homie of mine and shit that really fucks with the LSP movement out there, but he's one of the best deathcore singers and shit that I know. So, no, I really do fuck with a lot of Russian music and shit, from rap to fucking metal and shit. Like, there's a lot of good music there. And those cats, it's really hard because it's so government controlled and church controlled and shit that fucking like doing the underground shit there is a lot bigger of a struggle than it is for us. So I give them a lot of props and shit. Like they overcome obstacles we don't even have to fuck with.
Can we talk about the Roxy being the dopest venue in the underground today, and that you're the fucking owner of that motherfucker? I just think that's dope, bro.
Right.
I'm part owner. I'm half owner, and the other thing is, there's a few places throughout the country that I feel like that are like meccas of the underground to me and shit. And I'm proud for one of them to be our home, which happened fucking to be because we were fucking banned from most of the places in Denver at the time when we took over that place.
For me, and I probably speak for Onstead with this one too, but that is like one of our like must hit spots on one of our travels. Like we're literally talking about flying out one time just for a show at the Roxy.
No,
See, our boy Stoney lives right around the way too, so like to link up with Stoney would be the shit, and to see Scum kill it. Come on, bro.
No, and that's love and shit, and you know what I'm saying. I will hold on to that and keep bringing underground shows and like our shit that people don't like fucking with to the Roxy for as long as I can. But then there's certain places and shit that you know what I'm saying, like Carl's Tavern and shit, like places that I share the same fucking sentiment about, where you're like, yo, like these places are ran by fans of this music. I think that's what really makes the difference when the person running the venue is into the music and they're not just picking up a show because there's a big bag attached to it and shit, and like you're gonna make a ton of money, because let's be real, underground is not the most profitable shit.
Right. I mean, at least you know the audience that you are, because you are that audience. You know what I mean? So you know how to promote to those people because you are one of those people.
And 9 out of 10 times, it's all the same people coming back too. So you get to grow a fucking a unique friendship with 95% of the fucking people that are coming to your venue.
That is true. Right. That is, but that's why I was saying that when we have our shows, I feel comfortable. I'm not worried about some bullshit going down. I mean, shit can happen. I mean, there's fights and mosh pits and shit like that, but most of the time, the people take care of it themselves. I don't have to have a fucking million security guards. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers are going to handle it. If somebody's fucked up and it's one of our shows, they don't fight me on being like, hey, you're not 86th. You can come back tomorrow. But
that's
tonight,
real as fuck, though, that they're not 86. You're like, you can come back, bro. Try again, dog.
Right, like there's no hard feelings. Like, a lot of the times the venue kicks you out and you're like, fuck, I can't go there no more. I'm like, no, you absolutely can. Be like, yeah, last time and shit, like we told you and shit, like fucking that the mixture of ketamine, whiskey, cocaine, and fucking what I'm saying, fucking like all of that together. You just had too much and shit, and fucking, what I'm saying, you was trying to fight walls, and the walls are fucking expensive to patch up, and the walls was losing, so you had to go.
You have an upcoming summer tour with Let's the Hex, Matapelli Music, and Michael Lawless. I believe Michael's your newest signing with LSP.
Correct. Matapelli and Lawless actually got signed like back to back.
Interesting. How do you feel about those two cats, man? How are they getting along within the label?
I love them and shit. It's interesting because this tour like has our furthest west representatives. Metapelli Music is extremely West Coast influenced and shit, and they have the most West Coast sound out of probably anybody on the label. And then Lawless is from Pennsylvania, so obviously fucking a whole different aspect and newer sound and all of that. But I love working with all of them. Honestly, I've never signed somebody that I didn't like on a personal level. Now, we've had situations where shit didn't work out, or you get to know the person more and you're like, fuck, what did I do? In 23 years, I mean, not every signing is going to be perfect, but at the same time, like, those are the homies and shit. Like, I'm actually really looking forward to this tour. Me and Leg's done 2 tours in the past. He's one of my favorite people to tour with and shit. Fucking, like, it's going to be an easy one. I think that's, one of those where you're like, I'm not dreading this tour and shit. I think it's going to be fucking fun.
We always do word association on the Thuggalo show. Scum, basically how this works, we'll give you a name, a location, a person, and we'll have you answer, like, preferably in one word if you could describe each person. You down with that, bro?
Let's try it.
All right, Elitzer, can you start?
Yeah, so the first name that we got on our list is, I'm assuming somebody close to you. It's Insane Poetry.
Okay.
So
Did you
yeah,
say-
just yeah,
Did you
one
could you
word
describe
or
could
a
you describe
story.
yeah, did you
Yeah.
just describe insane poetry in one word?
Mm, legend.
Interesting. The next name I have is Darby O'Trill.
Wild.
Oh yeah.
Next one is Violent J, the GOAT.
Okay. Originator.
The next one on the list is Liquid Assassin.
Spitter. You said one word, so I'm trying to stick to one word.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're good.
Onsted and Elixir, y'all can keep going.
Yeah.
Next one, JP the Hustler.
Business.
Business.
Next name on the list is Damian Quinn.
Alt.
Ouija Mac.
Inspiration.
Razor.
There's two of them. That's not fair. Shit, you still want one word.
Well, could you describe Razor in one word? Both members of Razor in one word, possibly.
Fuck it. Yin Yang. Fuck.
Yeah, there you
We'll
go.
take it. We'll take it.
I'll take it.
Next one, Cody Manson.
Trife.
All right. So smallest one.
Savage.
Yeah.
We just spoke on him a minute ago, Michael Lawless.
Young. And I'll call him that even though Lawless is actually older than me.
Really interesting. I wouldn't have called that.
But he's extremely young in heart and shit and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. We'll call him Young with Y-U-N-G.
So the last name on the list is Metapelli Music.
West.
Shout out Wes. Hey, Scum, having you on the Thuggalo show was a complete, like, I think when we started this show, bro, we had a huge list of people that we wanted to have on, and you were at the top simply because, like, you're a legend in the scene. People that like you, people that like Lyrical Snuff Productions really like you. Like, the fan base that you have as an independent artist, I think so many people are jealous of. Like, they want fans like the Team Snuff fans. Passionate, the merch, like, everything, bro.
Honestly, you got to treat them. I don't like calling our fans fans and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're our family and shit. Fucking, they're the people allowing us to live our fucking dreams and shit. Like, we have such close bonds with so many of them and shit. Like, part of the reason why I still love touring is the fact that I get to see my homies and shit. Like, and they're a lot more than fans. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love touring and I hate touring because every tour you do, you find out who died since the last one and shit, and fucking, you know, it's a big list. But at the same time, you still get to see the people. And a lot of the times, man, like, not everybody's money allows them to gather. Not everybody's money allows them to go to GoreFest. It could be free admission for out-of-state IDs, but it still costs money to travel. So a lot of the times, you know, kids and fucking parole reasons and fucking, you know, there's just reasons why motherfuckers can't come see you, you know, 12 hours away. So sometimes you got to come to them. And when you do, I mean, I've been to a lot of these motherfuckers' houses and shit. Fucking, like, people have fed me and shit. I feel that I can get stranded almost anywhere in the country and somebody is going to fucking come rescue me and shit. Fucking, you know, I'm directionally challenged. I have horrible vision, and sometimes I party a little too hard. And a lot of the times I get lost at fucking gatherings or at fucking, like, functions and shit. And fucking, as long as I know that my people are throughout there and shit, I know, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna roam around until I run into one of my fucking peoples and shit, and they're gonna walk me to where I need to be, and I trust them.
Beautiful thing
Hell
about
yeah.
the Thuggalo family, man. I swear.
Right. One thing I want to get into is merch. Now, first of all, let me just say, like, LSP, you, as well as fucking insane poetry, dog. Y'all's merch are on fucking point. What do you think the importance of merch is to, like, you know what I mean? Like, you like a young fucking juggalo rapper out there. Like, what do you think the merch game?
Merch is crucial because I mean, it's that one step. Like okay, well, three things. One, CDs don't really sell worth a shit anymore. So, the only way you can survive as a touring artist is if you have merch. Two, it allows people, motherfuckers collect things and shit. Like, that's why other than like general LSP logo items and shit that we, we've done for years and shit, just for people to rep the movement. I try to do limited runs of everything. Like, like we try not to reprint a shirt design 5-6 times because people like the fact that, like, yo, they cop something at this show and it's a memory from that show. Chances are they're not going to be able to get it on the next tour. Definitely won't be able to get it 2-3 tours down the road. So it's part of the collection, part of their memories and shit. I can look in my closet, which probably has 300 fucking black t-shirts and shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got, like, certain ones you're like, oh, I got it at that show. It was such a good fucking time and shit. Two, it allows your supporters to promote you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go to a show, an underground show, almost anywhere in the country, there's a big chance you're going to run into something LSP in the fucking crowd. And that's important and shit. Like, you're allowing people to promote you. I mean, it's one step below. Like, we have, I have a personal collection on my hard drive and shit of hundreds and shit of different fucking LSP tattoos from all over the world. And that shit means the fucking world to me. But you can't ask every fan, like, yo, I checked out your single and I really liked it and shit. Oh yeah, did you tattoo my shit on your neck? Maybe not yet. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you got to fucking work up to that, but you can start by wearing this t-shirt.
Scum, it's been absolutely dope to bring you in. Now, we have someone in the back that we want to bring in before we let you go, brother, but it's been dope having Scum on the show tonight.
I appreciate you guys having me and shit. Like, it's been a pleasure chopping it up with all of you.
Absolutely. Jay Hearn, we have someone in the back. Who is this week's Page of the Week? This video might remind people.
Damn, kid, can't you get anything fucking right? Jesus Christ. Fuck you, Dad.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thuggalo Show, the one and only Gucci Berry. Gucci, what up, homie?
What's going on?
Yeah.
What up?
Gucci and his manager, Cookie, they fresh up out of No Jumper, so the Thuggalo Show popping tonight, bro. Gucci, sit tight. We got to wrap shit up with Scum. Scum, before we let you go, brother, where can we find you on social media?
Yo, Facebook and Instagram is Scum LSP, Twitter is Scum412. The shop is gorehop.com and shit. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Come fuck with me on any of them. Facebook is Label Rent, Instagram and Twitter is all me. So if you need to get a hold of me, hit me up through those. We got that tour starting off. So if you're interested in fucking bringing that shit to your city, send me an email, scum412@hotmail.com. Yes, I'm old and shit and I still have a Hotmail. Shout out to Thuggalo Show for having me and shit, fucking for doing their part. This underground would not survive with just rappers and shit and listeners. It takes fucking, you know what I'm saying, promoters, podcasters, producers, fucking, you know what I'm saying, fucking bookers. Like, there's so many people without who this shit would die. And these motherfuckers we're in episode 33, you said?
Yes, 33.
You know what I'm saying? 33 fucking, so these cats are spending fucking their time, dedication, passion and shit, keeping this shit going. Watch the show, watch the back episodes, show them some love and shit, drop them some support and shit, and fuck with the Thuggalo Show. Nothing but respect.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That has been the GOREFATHER, Scum. You're welcome back anytime, homie. One more question before you leave. Would you consider yourself a Thuggalo?
I think so. I can fuck with it.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Scum, for your time, brother. And we'll see you at the gathering, bro.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Cheers.
Much love.
Cheers to Scum. Much love. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Scum, the GOREFATHER, the founder of LSP. But now it's time for the Page of the Week. Gucci Berry on the Thuggalo show? What the fuck, man? How
What
you doing
the
tonight,
fuck?
bro? You're a legend, dog. You just got laid for the first time in 15 years, and I think that's a fucking accomplishment, bro.
That is.
We're gonna do that again tonight.
I'm going to tag another one to me.
We'll
Damn,
find you
let's
some.
go.
Hey!
That's a W.
I wish I could take credit that I found him some juggalettes, but I can't take credit for that. I think it's dope. We can find you some juggalettes at the gathering, Gucci. You gathering, bro?
We told you, yeah. I'm trying to get him in there.
Hell yeah, dog. What we want to do, bro, we got these hotties called Lil Filthy and Face Tap Mommy. They want to kick you in the balls at the gathering, bro. Can we make that happen?
Sure, they gotta kick me hard enough.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Y'all heard that shit, ladies? He's saying y'all got to bring the heat, or it
That's
ain't
an open
shit.
challenge.
Or it ain't shit.
We would love to have another freak there.
Gotta make it worth his time.
Absolutely. I want to thank SCUM. I want to thank LSP for, bro, SCUM coming on the show was iconic, bro. Shout out to that dude,
Oh, yeah.
100%. Can't wait to have him back on. Gucci, when did you become a juggalo, bro? Because I kind of assumed you was a juggalo, but I didn't really know. So, like,
I
when
mean,
did you
it's
become a
kind of
juggalo?
happened over the last few years, that's for sure.
Is it living in Michigan?
Yeah, pretty much.
Good one, my
Ah, bro, 100%. So I gotta ask, it's a Juggalo podcast, so you think I would hone in on the Juggalo questions, but I'm gonna be real. Having sex for the first time in 15 years, that was like a virginity situation, bro. It was your second virginity.
Pretty much, yeah. It lasted about 35 minutes.
Damn! Let's
Holy
fucking
shit.
go! God
So
damn.
let me get this straight, Gucci. Adam22 basically found two girls that were willing to fuck, and you just plowed that shit like a thuggalo, bro. That's hard, dog.
Absolutely.
When was the last time you had sex, bro? It's been 15 years. When was the last time? Like, was it?
Probably when my ex-wife was alive.
Oh man, I'm
Damn.
sorry, dog. But your ex-wife was a
Nobody
thuggalo,
was
I
sad.
bet.
I
R.I.P.
didn't think it made
bro.
me sad, man.
Every time.
It happened.
I mean, it just sounds well when you hear 15
It's
years. It's always
somber,
like,
yeah.
damn, bro. Shout out to Gucci's wife, bro. Wherever she is in Shangri-La, shout out, 100%.
35
It's like,
minutes?
it happens.
Yeah, 35 minutes is a testament. You're like a fucking jackhammer.
I
dog.
can't
Hell,
even last 35 minutes like on
with
the
two
daily.
with
That's
two
wild.
hoes, dog. That's kind of lit, bro. That's kind of next level.
Well, you
Now,
gotta think I've been kicked in the nuts for 7 years. You would think it's got a little desensitized down there, you know?
real shit,
Valid
bro.
point.
Hey.
Valid
Valid
point.
point. So, Gucci, like, have you ever been to the gathering of the Juggalos? I feel like you'd fit right in, dog, for real.
No, I haven't. I was supposed to go with the year that Mike Busey showed up.
Shout out to Busey Beauties, though.
Yep.
Yes, please come back. Like,
Yeah, we want them
please
dudes
come
back.
man.
Are you in
He's
touch with
coming
Mike
up in
Busey?
my neck of the woods tomorrow at the Deja Vu, but I'm not going to be there, so.
Damn.
See, I always wondered, Hetz was on Instagram Live talking about Mike Busey today. Like, whatever happened to that cat? I thought he got Me Too'd or some shit, bro. Like, dead ass. I thought they just roped that man up.
Voice is like out.
Yeah.
Real
He's
shit,
cool,
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Busey's a thuggalo. We could get him on here, I think. I don't know if he would get us canceled because I know a lot of people look at him a certain type of way. But Gucci, like, you're known for your stunts. I think I even promoted on Twitter that we were going to have someone on the show tonight that has an ice cream face tat and is not named Gucci Mane. Are you a huge Gucci fan, bro? Do you fuck with Gucci hard? Is that the inspiration?
The tattoo was a lost bet.
Really? Why? What was the bet? What was the bet?
It was a Michigan State game in football.
Oh, that's some Michigan shit.
Hold on. Who'd you bet on though?
I'm a State fan.
Okay, because I'm from Michigan too, but I'm an Ohio State fan. So
Yeah.
like anybody but fucking Michigan is all I care about.
I told you. I told you,
Honestly,
bro.
it was
They
Ohio
have no
State.
respect for
Basically.
you guys.
That's real shit. Now, when you were on No Jumper recently, Gucci, these two girls, it sounded like they had a great experience. I mean, 35 minutes, they must have enjoyed themselves, bro.
Well, you know, I aim to please.
Ah, bro.
35
Yeah,
minutes, you got it right there.
If any juggalettes in the chat consent, bro, I think Gucci needs to smash a juggalette on God. Straight up. I think it needs to happen, bro. We need a consenting let to let Gucci Berry smash for the culture. Uh,
There you go.
Gucci, you're a fan of Insane Clown Posse. Do you have a favorite album, perhaps?
Ooh, that's a toughie.
Hmm.
That's a real tough one, man.
Is
It's
it
all
being
real
a fan? Is it being a fan of the culture, like a bigger inspiration to you of the culture that we have here?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think you fit in, bro. Your whole crew, long neck, wide neck, that whole crew. I think
Oh,
you guys
yeah,
just
right.
really jugged out. Cookie, how familiar were you with the Juggalo culture? Were you aware?
Bro, since day one.
Beautiful, man. I didn't know you was a jug.
I'm 31, bro. I've been listening to ICP since I was 6th grade.
What's your favorite Joker's card, Cookie?
Ooh, fuck, bro. Damn.
He looking sexy. I ain't even gonna cap. He
Wait,
got
me or
the he
Gucci
got
looking sexy?
he got the Ethica boxers on, bro. He studied.
Oh, dude, look at him, bro. Gucci's like fire.
Gucci Berry, would you ever consider getting a Thuggalo face tat?
We're trying to get him We're trying to get him a face tat tomorrow.
I got an arm right here that I'm gonna put it on.
Yeah, you need to get Thuggalo, bro. I think that shit would go hard for the culture.
Yep.
But you should get 2 tomorrow.
Quit.
Like Onstead, just get matching tats like Onstead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just like
there
that.
you go.
They gotta be shitty done in a hotel, like super high at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Can't wipe,
Boom.
yo. Hell yes, man. What's next for Gucci Berry? What's the next plans, bro? Is it more viral videos, more swing to the sack Sunday? What's next for y'all, bro?
Well, we just did a swing of the sack Sunday with a compound bow, so that'll be really good to post on Sunday.
Oh shit.
That was wild.
I'm thinking about doing a dating TV show, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Interesting.
I've been doing a couple parts in movies here in Michigan. We want to go out to Denver again, do some fly fishing out there. We've been invited out to do that, so that sounds like a lot of fun.
I think I was aware of you guys a few years ago. I really think Gucci Berry was popping off, like you and Long Neck, and then I think there's been a resurgence of your career lately, and I'm happy, bro, because like your content always made me smile, bro. I don't know if you make your content consciously thinking that it's helping people, but I laugh every time I watch your shit. No,
You know,
joke,
I've been
man.
finding that out more and more, that it's been, a lot of people have given me testaments where it's been helping them through dark times, and
Right.
so I think that's why I push on.
So do you continue to do stunts, or is that still going to be your badge, just getting kicked in the dick for years to come?
I don't know about years to come. I'm a minister now. I can do weddings.
Oh shit!
Oh, damn.
I think the
Yeah.
Gathering might need you for that, bro. There's some juggalos trying to get
There
married.
could be
Yeah.
you might get
Oh,
booked.
shit.
Yeah.
Nah,
Don't
yeah,
tell
you can
them
get
that.
booked. You can get booked with that, bro. They're always booking juggalo weddings at the Gathering.
I don't care if you want to marry a goat. As long as it's legal, I'll marry it.
Hey, I'm with it. Do you think you could fit a 2-liter Fago between your ass cheeks, Gucci Berry?
No, I got a little boy's ass.
A little bit. You do. I will say the body, the anatomy of Gucci Berry is very interesting because a top-heavy, large torso, but a very small ass. Very interesting.
It's like somebody tied a string around my waist and then all my fat just drooped over top of it. That was it.
Bro, can't nobody tell you shit because you fought some pretty fine bitches the other day. So can't
Two at
nobody.
the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
It don't matter,
Shit.
bro. You can be a grub and still get some Ned, dog. You lit.
Yep.
somebody said he's got Hank Hill's ass.
Yeah. I just did my first wedding today.
Hell
Really?
yeah.
How did
Yep.
that go, man? How'd that go?
Pretty good.
It went good for
It
him.
was good. It was a little short because they were supposed to write their own vows and they didn't. But you know, we're all stoners, so it didn't matter.
Was it an
Respect.
open bar?
Open dab bar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's better! Hell
That's
yeah!
better. That is
Okay,
better.
I'm gonna do a dab now for that
Gucci,
one.
Gucci, is it true you smoke an ounce a day? Did I hear
No,
that
not an
correctly?
ounce a day. Ounce and a half a month, right around there.
Oh,
Normal.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's still pretty.
I was
good.
gonna say an ounce a day, bro. I was gonna be impressed.
Dude, my
Yeah, I
mom
heard
will
that.
fucking
Dude, I'll go
crash
through an
an
ounce a week.
day.
I'll go
Do you-
through one a week, man. I'll be real with you.
I don't
So
know,
when
but
I
back
heard
in
a
the day,
day,
it was wild.
I was
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
like,
Back in the day, I
"Fuck."
did it a lot. Yeah.
Do you fuck with wax or flour?
Hash rosin now, really, more than anything.
Interesting. What would be your drug of choice, bro? You ever tried electric Fago?
What the fuck is an electric Fago?
I think we gotta get you to the gathering and get Gucci Berry spun out on some electric Fago, bro. And I'll just let that speak for itself, bro. You'll find out.
Styrofoam cup and all.
Now, Cookie, how many gatherings have you been to? Have you ever been to a gathering, bro?
Nope, not yet. These
I
last
think
years, I was supposed to go with one of my homegirls, but she passed away.
All right,
and so
man.
I already told him straight up, I gotta go to this one. And he's like, let's do it. I'm like, let's do it.
Hell yeah, bro. I think you do, man. I think Cookie, you as a manager, bro, I think getting Gucci to the gathering would be what you need to do. That's like as a juggalo.
You know what's crazy? This is like kind of new to me with him. I just got this position like Saturday.
I'm brand new in it. This is my third day in this motherfucker.
I told him, he's like, you've been doing good. I'm like, bruh, all right, want to make sure.
Cookie, I think you're doing an amazing job. I think it's dope that Gucci and yourself took the time to pull up on the Thuggalo show because, bro, Gucci, you're famous, bro. I bet when you step out in Michigan at the mall, at the fucking Walmart, everybody know your ass, dog.
Oh yeah, it's tough, believe me.
Does it ever get overwhelming, people coming up to you?
No, not really. I mean, I went to like a 420 event one time. It was like take 2 steps, take 3 pictures. Take 2 steps, take 3 pictures. But I got through it. It was no big deal.
What I like about Gucci Berry is we used to have this podcast that we were a part of, and you remind me a lot of the man named Toxic. Now, you wouldn't know him at all, but you have very toxic energy. But that's a good thing. It's a good thing, Gucci. Now, what I want to do, though, is we're going to have this podcast event at the gathering that we've been asked to be a part of as the Thuggalo Show. We would like you to pull up and do a swing to the set Sunday during our podcast event for all the Thuggalos. Or would you be interested in something like that, dog?
With fine-ass females.
With fine-ass females, absolutely.
Well, you're gonna have to find an object to swing at my nuts.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
easy. We can get that.
At the gathering, bro, we'll find I don't know what your limit is. What's the most dangerous stunt you've ever done?
I mean, I'm taking a baseball bat, a bowling ball.
I just seen a keg you took the other day, right?
Golf club.
We'll find an interesting object, and Face Tap Mommy and Lil Filthy have actually told me they're very excited to kick you in the balls. So, I think
they
it's
can
gonna
still do that.
Hell yeah. I think it's going to be beautiful, bro. We look forward to the gathering. I think you're going to have a great time, bro. And I think, Gucci, I think you're going to like it so much, you're going to keep coming, bro.
Yeah.
You're going to be part of the culture soon.
Yeah, I feel like you'll fit in perfectly there. Like, this is the scene where you will find all the weddings to fucking officiate at the fucking gathering.
And Juggalettes ain't too bad looking either, bro. I'm going to be real, bro. You might be able to, hey, Gucci Berry can pull, and I believe that. Is there anything you guys would like to promote while you're here on the Thuggalo Show? We thank you for coming, dog, for real.
Go ahead, man.
You want to go first?
No, you go first.
All right, fuck it. So I'm the tree influencer with this weed shit, and I gotta bring you guys a gift when we get to the gathering. But just follow Cookie Beat 420. Damn man, that's been on my mind the whole time. This question, I might have to go with Great Malenko.
Great Malenko, that's a good choice.
The whole time, I just told guys like, I want to do this one.
Shout out to Malenkolos, bro. Ain't nothing wrong. That's a great album. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's my shit.
Bring some weed and we'll bring some hot Thuggalettes, bro. We'll figure it out.
Right?
Oh, I'm gonna bring you a lot of shit. Don't worry.
Yep.
Let's go, man. And Cookie, I didn't know you was a juggalo, bro. That actually, I fuck with you even more now, knowing that. I did not know you were a juggalo.
Yeah, I went to Bridge for high school, and I got one of my boys, Taylor Hobson. He's cool as fuck. That's my homie. He's the one who got me into a lot of shit. He showed me the amazing way of all this shit, and I loved it ever since. Gucci has to listen to my Twisted albums, my fucking ICP, and
you fuck with Ouija Mac, Cookie? You fuck with Ouija Mac?
Actually, yes.
Hell yeah.
Ouija's lit as fuck.
I could see Gucci Berry in a Ouija Mac music video. I could see that.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
That'd be cool as fuck.
And I bet Ouija would do it if you hit him up.
I have to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit up Ouija.
Hit him up. I think he would do it. No joke. And I would like.
Kev on that email. Yeah.
Yeah. Hit up Kev. I think they can make it happen.
I'm thinking about getting a tattoo on me that's Fiona with a donkey up behind her. Hey, that'll do, donkey. That'll do.
That'll do.
Hell yeah, bro. Gucci Berry. We can follow you on Instagram. It's at I'm Gucci Berry, correct?
I'm Gucci Berry on Instagram. It's Gucci Berry Gang on Twitter. Gucci Berry on Facebook. Gucci Berry VIP on OnlyFans.
Yep.
Let's see. I think, and I've got a Gucci Berry YouTube page that I haven't taken back over yet, and TikTok. Yeah, Big Gucci Berry.
Hell yeah. Hey, Cookie, could you do us a favor? Could you hand Gucci the phone and he can have like a "This is Gucci Berry" and you are watching the Thuggalo show type beat? Could you hook us up with one of those?
Yep. Ready?
Go ahead, dog.
This is Gucci Berry, and you're watching the Jagermeister show.
Oh no! You gotta do it again, bro.
Right,
It's called the Thuggalo show, not the Juggalo show, dog. All right, go ahead.
Gucci Berry, and you're watching the Thuggalo show.
Hell yeah, dog. He lit. Gucci, Cookie, thank you for your time. You have been the page of the week, bro. We're gonna see you guys at the gathering. We're gonna make some dope content. I promise you that. Just bring the weed for Onstead and Elixir. That's all.
Oh yeah.
All right, man.
Hey, tell everybody up there we're gonna be calling them, trying to get into this world.
We'll do everything we can, man. Thank y'all so much.
All right, thank you.
Peace.
All right, be safe.
Whoa.
Whoop.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Cookie and Gucci Berry on the Thuggalo Show.
That was gas.
The Thuggalo
Chapter
Show.
33.
Common Thuggalo Show W. Thuggalo Show wins again. It's just, at this point, it's getting a little embarrassing on the other side. You feel me? Hey, but Onstead had a great time tonight. Elixir, you fucking killed it tonight. Proud of my team. Jay Herm, you killed it in the back.
Great switches tonight, dog. Great switches
Right.
tonight. Wasn't there a video going around that you did not too long ago that was like some fucking... They can't keep getting away with this! And I know there's people on the Twitterverse and the other Thuggalo YouTube community, but we love y'all.
We're not done yet. We got some news to get into. And I got some images back there, Jay. So if you just want to float them on the screen, we'll just ad-lib as we go along. What do we got? Riot Fest has been announced. September.
God
you see
damn.
big names. Foo Fighters, The Cure, fucking
Queen
Tegan
of
and
the
Sarah.
Stone Age.
Blah, 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 blah. The clowns are on there. Somewhere down there.
Where,
Yeah, right. Viagra
First person to
Boys.
find it gets $600.
There they are, right there, right next
Frank
to Silverstein
Turner
and
in the
Head
yellow.
Automatica.
Yes.
Boom.
Insane Clown Posse will
Fucking
be at
dressing
Riot.
dolls, though. What the fuck?
I was
Tegan
looking
and
at
Sarah.
that lineup, and I'm like, it was pretty decent. They also got
But they want a bad
for this one too. This is the
Ooh.
one I was really excited about
Right.
because my fucking favorite metal band that we talked about a little
Yep.
earlier was SCUM is going to be on there. Slaughter to Prevail.
Hell yeah, that's gonna be dope. Blue Ridge Rock Fest in Virginia.
Yep.
Insane Clown Posse, their second year in a row. Y'all want to know something funny? Twisted was there last year. They didn't get reinvited. So
Oh, yeah, right?
That's all I'm
I
saying. That's all I'm
remember,
saying.
yeah, they put them on separate days.
yeah, they
And
played
they
it like
did.
they played at a cool 10:30 a.m. if I recall.
Yep.
D-Loke has been confirmed for the 2023 Gathering of the Juggalos. So all you KMK heads,
Right.
fresh. All D-Loke will be at the gathering.
Oh. Where is it? Where's the next one? I'm waiting
What
for
we
it.
got?
This is
The
rapid
news.
fire.
The
I
other
like
one.
this. This is fun.
The rapid fire news from Jay Herm.
There it is.
Shakewell!
There it is. There it is.
Yes. I can't
You heard
wait.
it.
My
You heard it
fucking
here.
gathering pick 2
Shakewell.
years in a row.
Shakewell from Buffet Boys will be at the gathering of the Juggalos. Yes, Juggalos will be there.
All I know is I'm gonna be riding with my biscuit in the pit. So y'all better look the fuck out.
Before we get into this news tidbit, honestly, I gotta say one thing. I heard people saying that this year was a weak lineup, and then Shakewell got announced.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Get the
I
fuck
know,
out of
like-
here.
Right.
And if you're gathering for the lineup, you're a fucking punk anyway. So who cares, right?
Right. Anyway, the Juggalo Newlywed Game. Find yourself now. Acetone said Face Tap Mommy is going to be his partner in the Newlywed Game.
Right.
Juggalos, find you a partner. Compete in the Newlywed Game. That's going to be fresh. It's always dope to see the Juggalos play games like that. So, great
There's a
show.
Catch-21 too, and there's also
21.
we also don't have pictures. I don't think of the tours that are coming. Like
Yeah,
next
well,
fucking
the
week.
Three-Headed Monster Tour last week, we dropped a huge
Yeah.
bomb that Free
Yeah.
Will, but since then, Shaggy the Airhead was added to the tour.
Oh.
and
And Darby O'Trill. was out to the tour. Darby on the tour, huge congratulations. Darby, I'm gonna be real, it's dope that he's playing the Gathering. I wish it was main stage, but our homies Clockwork E did secure a main stage spot.
Right.
Big
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
congrats.
To
Yes.
Darby O'Trill getting the Gathering and the Three-Headed Monster Tour. The homies Free Will on this show last week announced they'll be a part of the tour. And yeah, Clockwork E, also Thuggalo Show alumni on the main stage. And I think Stoney needs to like hop the fence and get on stage for that. I'm gonna be real.
Personally, I cannot wait to hear Casey Baker is Dead live again. It's like, oh my god.
Darby's set at Juggalo, Ohio, man.
Darby, pull up Acetone, and y'all need to play for those who need a Fago at the Gathering, because that's.
Oh yeah.
See,
I will
Acetone,
make
I
it
think
rain.
I think he got snubbed. I think Acetone should have got a stage. I really do.
Yes,
but
with
he'll
the
be
artist
playing,
or with the work he put out this year, 100% agree.
I think next year he's a lock. Because Ray Amienzo was fucking gas. Sure. Yeah. But Acetone, thank you for being in the chat the whole time, homie. We think you got snubbed on the real, dog. But it doesn't stop you from playing parking lots and making shit happen. Because Acetone's a Thuggalo. And like Violent J said on this show, Thuggalos make it happen. We just do it. We don't waste no time. Elixir is in the mixer. Onstead is always ready. TPC in the place to be. Next week on the Thuggalo Show, we're coming to the end, guys. We love y'all, and we make sure every Friday we do dope shit. Before we go, I want to say thank you to LSP. I want to say thank you to SCUM for pulling up for one of the dopest interviews. SCUM is just dropping knowledge.
Oh, yeah. Fucking.
Just knowledge.
He got me to drink this whole bottle of fucking Jaeger, so I mean.
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing we're not double dipping tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Probably a good thing I didn't drink this whole bottle.
Shout out to SCUM. Shout out to Gucci Berry for pulling up. Gucci Berry, a fucking internet meme god, legend.
Lord.
So, bro, Thuggalo Show is dope tonight. Next week, Chapter 34. You ever went to Juggalo, Ohio, and got scared shitless because of the guy performing on stage? Was his name SON?
Yeah.
He's gonna be on the Thuggalo Show next week. It's evil as fuck next week. So pull up.
Oh yeah.
SON. Whoop whoop. This has been the Thuggalo Show.